Sound check. What did my dad used to do? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. I feel like my dad. Huh, give me a beer. Welcome back. It is so good to see you. Well, I already know that you're there. This video you're about to see is from viewer request. A follower of mine, and I will link him in the description, the process, used to live in Portland and asked me to do a tour for him of an area he used to frequent, the Goose Hollow area and Vista Bridge, which is also known as Suicide Bridge. I had no idea. The history is crazy. This has taken me a while because of the amount of footage I took, and I've decided to split this into 2 videos. The first part is just, oh my gosh, look how amazing this area was and the history of it. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. The next video is the reality of Portland today. That's not one you're gonna wanna miss. So please subscribe. I would love it. Please like, please comment. Let me know. Did you know anything about Vista Bridge being termed Suicide Bridge? Like I said, I've lived here 30 years. I had no idea. I'm gonna show you the pictures of Portland's 10 bridges. So let's jump into it.
Hi guys, this is Teri. Welcome back, and we are in Goose Hollow, Portland. That has quite an interesting history. I'm really excited to see this part of Portland. It is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Portland. The history is amazing and shocking. It's really pretty cool. So let's get on with it, okay? This is by viewer request. The process used to live here in Portland, and we're sort of doing a flashback tour for him. He told me about a place called Goose Hollow. I didn't know anything about Goose Hollow, and he said something about Suicide Bridge, which I did some research on, and the research on that is pretty phenomenal. It was built, look at downtown Portland. It was built in 1926, and they think the first suicide around 1931, about the time of the Great Depression.
Okay, we're slowing down right now around the corner, and to the right, there are going to be 2 homes. Those are the homes of Dr. Albert Starr that moved here in 1957, partially because of the salmon fishing. But he invented the first durable artificial mitral valve and was the co-inventor of the world's first artificial heart valve in 1960. He was an amazing man, and we had the privilege on working on his homes years ago. And my gosh, the closet alone took months and months. All kinds of imported woods and tiles and marbles, absolutely phenomenal. And the houses from the front don't look that big, but they drop down the side of a cliff. Okay, we're gonna walk up to Vista Bridge. Like I said, it was built in 1926, and its nickname is Suicide Bridge. From when it was built until for about 90 years, there were almost 200 deaths from this bridge. It is a National Historic Site. To stop the suicides, they erected the suicide barrier here. And it had to be approved through the National Historical, the preservation site. But what you get down there, we're about 220 feet up, and there's just road. There's no water. You go off, you're not gonna make it. It goes over Canyon and Jefferson. We'll walk the length of it here. You can get some of the most beautiful views of downtown Portland, and you're actually able to see Mount Hood today.
can see what's at the bottom. There's the train, Canyon Road, and Jefferson. Like I said, this is one of the oldest neighborhoods of Portland. It goes back to about 1840, 1845. And there was a tannery here. It was the only tannery north of Mexico and on the west of the Cascade Mountains. So as you can imagine, it was quite busy. This calls out as to the seriousness of this bridge and its unfortunate heritage. So we're going back south here. I'll get back a little bit so I can give you guys a better view of downtown. Portland, a lot of people don't know, is you can only access downtown Portland by bridge. Look at these. They used to be able to sit here and enjoy the view, and unfortunately, you know, they didn't know it at the time. This was the perfect place for people to take their lives. While I was walking the bridge, I came upon a gentleman that used to build bridges, and he was telling me that this bridge here was one of the first of its kind, and went on to explain things that I don't know anything about because I'm not a civil engineer. But it was very nice chatting with him and seeing this beautiful area. Let's go on and find a little more of Goose Hollow, shall we? Going north over the bridge, we go up, we'll end up going on Northwest 23rd. An amazing district. I'll show you some pictures at the end. But we're going over Jefferson Road. It used to be known as the Great Lake Road. Now this area, every winter would wash away. It was beautiful. Winter, they would lose about 5 more feet of property. They thought it was useless, so what they ended up doing was renting it out to Chinese farmers to farm their vegetables. Those farmers would then go on to sell the vegetables door to door. Okay, now for the bridges. This is underneath the Vista Bridge, at the bottom of Vista Bridge into downtown. These are all of the bridges, or most of the bridges, to get to Portland. Let's see if we can get them. St. John's Bridge. I hate this bridge. This is the Fremont Bridge, and it gets me every time. This is the Broadway Bridge. Absolutely beautiful. This is the Steel Bridge. This is the Burnside Bridge. It's on the Willamette River. This is the Morrison Street Bridge, which I use most of the time. This is the Hawthorne Bridge, which is named after James Hawthorne. This is the Markham Bridge, the Selwood Bridge. No, that's the Selwood Bridge. I don't know what that other bridge was. This is the newest bridge. This is the Tillicum Bridge. It's only for pedestrians and buses. And then this is out by my house, the Glen Jackson Bridge, taking us into Washington. Now we're going into the area called Northwest 23rd and the Pearl District. And it is so beautiful. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a lot of footage because Portland has been absolutely devastated. That's coming in another video. Okay, this is the Crystal Ballroom right here. And I don't know if my grandson remembers or not, but I have a picture of him standing right by that blue door As we were waiting on one of the coldest nights of the year to see Pink Martini, and his grandfather had him snuggled in his coat, and poor little Jacob was just as cold as he could be.
Geldwin Field, this is about the place where the Chinese villages were, or the Chinese fields. And when you're on this road, you would have no idea that there is 50 feet of fill. Farmers would put the bricks around to help drain, but it didn't work. So eventually, with all sorts of fill dirt, when you're there, my favorite restaurant in the world almost, you have no idea that this is 50 feet deep of fill dirt. And as I said, it's one of the oldest areas in Oregon. It is so, so beautiful. But I had no idea. When I was researching this, I came across an original plat map for Portland. I think it was like in 1860, and it showed the Oregon Asylum for Lunatics. This is Park Blocks, and this is where my son generally hangs out. Now we're going back over the bridge to go up and around and get on the Ross Island Bridge to head home. But my gosh, I couldn't believe the history. And when I found what they termed at that time the Lunatic Asylum, and it was run by a Dr. James Hawthorne, who came out here and ran it. There was a cemetery that I want to explore called Lone Fir Cemetery. Lone Fir was operated by the hospital, and many of the patients were buried there. A lot of them didn't have any family to claim them, so Dr. Hawthorne actually paid for the burial of those patients himself. I really want to get in there, like I said, and explore this. It's supposed to be haunted. Lots of information. Also, a lot of the Chinese immigrants were buried there, and they were kept there temporarily until they could be dug up and sent back to China. From what I was able to find out, Dr. Hawthorne was world-renowned in his care of the mentally ill. He had, at that time, state-of-the-art equipment. He had playgrounds, he had gymnasiums, he had everything. He really cared about the health of the mentally ill. I certainly wish we had that today, because then so many of these poor people would not be running, or I should say roaming the streets. And as you can see through these roads, you know why I wanted to take this drive by car and not my motorcycle? On the motorcycle, I wouldn't have been able to get as much footage as I did. Now we're on the way back out. We're going, like I said, to the Ross Island Bridge and back home. You know, I really have to thank the process for asking me to do this run, because I discovered so much that I had no idea. And it's a little bit embarrassing have lived in Portland for 30 years and not knowing about the tannery, about Goose Hollow, about Vista Bridge, about, well, the reason Canyon Road is called Canyon Road is because of the gulch that has since been filled in with brick and stone and dirt and trash and garbage and whatever else the businesses could find to fill in this gulch. I had no idea about the Chinese vegetable farms. And I also found out that Old Town Chinatown used to be a lake that was called Cooch Lake. Now see all of these turns, and see, this is Multnomah County for you. The potholes everywhere. It's dangerous enough to drive in a car. I would not want to drive this or ride this on my motorcycle. There are people popping out everywhere, and it is crazy. And as I said a little bit earlier, when I got this footage and I came back and I reviewed it, there's a lot I couldn't put in because Portland has been so devastated through these riots, and I guess it was last night or the night before, we had another violent riot where the ice building was burned. I don't know all of the details, but gosh, people, give us a break. This is one of the most beautiful curves there, and this curve, I hate getting on the Ross Island Bridge. You have to go, turn right, go through a neighborhood, come back, turn left, get on the bridge, and I think when we come up here and make this turn, there's a 7-Eleven on the right that I cringe every time I go past, because I met a painting contractor there who absolutely and totally creeps me out. Yep, there it is, the 7-Eleven. You know, that's when you can tell someone is just really got something weird, because I think I met him there maybe 25 years ago, and I can't think of anything else. Look how nasty this has become. This is only part of it, but it's really devastating to see what has happened to Portland this last year. I heard that we just had another riot. It's been almost one straight year of nightly riots, and the ice building was burned last night. Look at all the graffiti. Oh my gosh. But this is a really cool drive going out this way. And the city of Portland is absolutely gorgeous at night. When you go down I-405 and you look over into downtown, the buildings are lit, the bridges are lit, the reflections on the water, it's absolutely mesmerizing. Portland does have one of the most beautiful skylines I think I have ever seen. And I really would like to get down there and get some nighttime photography. I don't think it's safe as it is right now to ride my motorcycle there. I don't even like driving my car there. Now we're going over the Ross Island Bridge back to my house, and you can see there on the right, there is Mount Hood. On a beautiful day, to the left, you would be able to see Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens. It is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I do have a follow-up video to this one, and this next video is the reality of downtown Portland. I hope you guys tune in for that. Please hit the little bell so you'll be notified when it's uploaded. Please subscribe, like, comment. That's right, this girl needs a dopamine rush. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.